This is a Beyond the Badge with Vincent Hill Quick Fix on Radio Influence.
I got a call from CBS 46 here in Atlanta. There was a courthouse shooting, officer-involved shooting. They wanted me to come in and talk about it, and they wanted me in studio live at 5 o'clock. Live at 5 o'clock. The individual that was shot was black. He was shot in the butt. Or, to steal a line from the movie in Training Day when Denzel got shot, "You shot me in the ass!" But apparently there was a struggle. He was tased first, and then somehow he was shot. Of course, it's caught on cell phone video. And of course, people are saying, oh, it didn't have to go down that way. So here's the breakdown, and I'll get to the whole thing in a second. And I love Sharon Reed to death. She was the anchor, the reporter from CBS 46, who I was on set with, and we were going over it. And I love her to death. Off camera, she's a great person. We've hung out. Love her to death. But of course, she's talking from the point of view of the people. So here's the backdrop. This guy's in court. I think it was child support court or whatever court. I really don't care. Of course, you can't have cell phones because you can't videotape trials. You can't have tablets because you can't videotape record trials. So, of course, the judge or someone asks him, hey, put the tablet away. Guess what he doesn't do? He doesn't put it away. So, guess what? He has now broken the law. So guess what they do? They call the police, right? The courthouse police that are already on scene. One white officer, one black officer. So they go to extract him out of the courtroom. Now, the first question Sharon asked me was, why not just take the iPad? Why not just do that in the courtroom? Well, there's a lot of people in the courtroom. It could be dangerous. It could be a cluster of people. For officer safety, you don't want to be around that many people, right? Because they could turn on you and do whatever. So she says, well, why not just take the iPad and leave? Well, here's where it gets interesting. You can see them extract him out of the courtroom. You can see him actively resisting arrest. You can see him turn forcefully towards the officer. So at that point, he's a threat. So, as I've said 100 times, you cannot take a 30-second clip and surmise that you know everything that happened, right? The only part that we saw was the point of escalation on this cell phone video. And here's my point to that, and here's what I told Sharon. If he acted like that when the police came, don't you think he was acting like that before they got there? So there really wasn't a point from, hey, sir, please give us the iPad, to, oh, snap, it hit the fan, right? He was already acting like that because he was told to get rid of the iPad. And guess what? He didn't. Therefore, the police were there. So his conduct was already there. So then he's actively resisting arrest. And Sharon says, well, is all of this necessary? Was this excessive force? It's based on the suspect's actions. So the suspect, you can see him actively resisting. At some point, the cell phone video was caught after the shooting, so we really don't know why the shooting happened. We can't really see, and again, I told Sharon, hey, this is not an open and shut case. We can't see what led to the shooting. We don't know if he went for the officer's weapon. Well, he was tased. Well, tasers don't always work. And again, we don't know what happened in this situation. So Sharon says, and again, I love her to death. She said, all of this really, Vince, because of an iPad. All of this because of an iPad. And I clearly said, and that's why I love live TV, because they couldn't cut it out. This had nothing to do with an iPad. It had everything to do with the suspect's actions. The iPad was only the reason the police were there. But the suspect's actions is what led to him being tased and then being shot. God, I love live TV. You can't edit that out. And I think that was the point everyone needed to hear.
Beyond the Badge with Vincent Hill can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, and RadioInfluence.com.